Hi, good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Everybody have a nice weekend. Yes, holiday weekend. Everybody have fun, right? Okay, yep. And now today start for the week. I just keep thinking today's Monday, but it's not, huh? Well, so today we were talking about chicken. Everybody know chicken, right? Yep. Chicken, we have the male and female chicken. With the male chicken, we call them the rooster, right? Yep. So the rooster is will be a little bit different with this one we call hen and this one we call rooster. Okay. So chicken basically they a bird, right? But the bird, the chicken, can they fly or not? Yes or no, Shannon? Can the chicken fly? They are bird, but can they fly? No. Very good, Matt. Okay. Chicken kind of the bird, but they cannot fly. Yeah, they cannot fly. Yeah, they have a wing, but they cannot fly, right? They try to. Yeah, they try to, but they cannot. Okay. And the chicken, they have about 150 different breeds of chicken, okay? Different size, different color and pattern, okay? And right now, the population of the chicken is about 24 billion chicken in 2003. So chicken is the more chicken in the world than any other bird. Okay, they take a lot. Okay, and we love chicken, right? So the chicken very. Do you think chicken is good for us or not? Yes. Why? Healthy. They healthy. What they give to us? We have a chicken provide meat and egg, right? We like egg. Everybody usually have an egg in the morning, right? For breakfast. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yes. A bacon. Well, bacon, but not chicken, right? Okay. So chicken is very useful for us because they provide meat and egg, right? And with the chicken, the male right here, we call that rooster. And usually with the rooster, every early morning, they usually make a noise. Try to wake up everybody. Wake up, everyone. Time to work, right? So the rooster usually they have a noise in the morning, early morning to call everybody wake up very, very early, okay? And they larger than the female. Okay, and look at this one. What the difference with this? This one they have a big red comb here. They call that a comb, and the red thing right here. Okay, and the female chicken they just have a little bit here, very small, and the rooster they have a big tail right here, right? Wow. Uh-huh. Yep. So that's the difference between them. Okay. And with the hen, they call broody hen. They can lay egg every 25 hours. It means every day. They can lay one egg every day. Okay. And usually the hen will stay on the nest about 2 days until about 2 days for the first egg hatch. Okay, and if sometimes it lasts more than 2 days, three, the hen they will tie and walk away. Okay, they don't want to stay on the nest too long, more than 2 or 3 days. Okay, and do you know what is the chicken eat? Who know, Mark? The egg. Okay. What they eat, Vicky? Uh-huh. Chicken food. Okay, what kind of chicken food? Who knows? Seeds. Seeds. Yes, you're right. And what else? No, Jolene, do you know? No? Shannon, do you know what the chicken eat? What do they like to eat?
Oh, your kids are. Oh, why don't you make a chicken sandwich?
Okay.
With some eggs or something.
Okay.
A
So
scrambled egg or fried.
okay. So the chicken they eat everything like grass, seed like Vicky said. Sometimes they can eat some worm, some little worm or something, even a mice. Okay. Uh-huh. Yeah. They just eat something little thing around them, and they can eat a lot of things. Just unwanted insect, some insects small they can eat. They can eat seed. They can eat leaf. Um, yes, things like that. Okay, and the chicken is a very healthy. Okay, they rich in the protein, and it can help with the weight management. Someone want to lose weight, reduce the risk of heart disease. The chicken is good for that person. Okay, and they eat seed, grass, grains. They can eat the insect like lizard, toad, or even the field mice. You know, I saw. Field mice? I saw. When I was home, I saw a lizard at the bathroom. Get a dead son. Yeah, and you know what they said? The chicken they have a great memory. They can recognize over 100 facts. It means if you have the chicken at the farm, they can know you.
Chicken noodle soup.
Noodle soup. Okay. Okay. Yes. And chicken, they have a strong color vision. And you know, we don't know the we when we sleep we have a dream, right? And they said the chicken dream when they sleep. So they have a dream too. Okay. That in, uh-huh. And sometimes they sleep with one eye open. So one eye closed, one eye open. It's weird, huh? Okay. So that's what they're talking about the chicken here. And yeah. And they can alert each other. They make some sound or something. So just like we talk, we have a language we talk, right? The chicken make some sound, some noise. That's the way they communicate with each other, and they alert if something happens. Okay. And you know the color of the chicken, the egg. What color of the egg? The chicken egg. White and brown, right? Yeah, usually it just depends on the breed of the chicken. So some breed have the white color and some breed have a brown color for the egg. Okay? Wow. And you know, chicken technically is dinosaur. You know dinosaur, right? Yeah. It's the closest living relative to the T-Rex. Okay? Interesting to know, huh? Okay. Yep. Yep. Okay, so now we will start to draw the chicken. And we start with the rooster first, okay? Do the head first. Do the head first always, right? Okay. So just like this. Okay. I see it. Just over there. You can move here, Vicky, if you want, move up here so you can see. Okay. So that's the eye right here. Okay. Another face. Now doing his body. And that's the comb. That's with the rooster. This one is bigger. So you can, okay.
Like this tree?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Good job. And this one, they have a red thing right here. Okay. And now the body.
Now the body.
Okay. Wow, I see. Katie is doing good, Katie. And they have a chicken. Chicken have only 2 legs, right? They have only 2 legs. So some animal have a 4 leg. This one have only 2. Yes, that's good, Vicky. Okay, so let's see. That 1 leg right there.
2 legs.
Yeah, chicken have only 2, right?
Yes.
Okay, one more right here.
There. Now we're doing that one. Boing. Boing.
I remember chicken have a wing, right?
Tweet, tweet.
And the tail. I like the tail of the chicken. They're very colorful.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll call you chicken.
Good chicken.
I'll call you chicken. Now.
Yeah, very good, Vicky. Very good. Okay. Okay. So now you just have a okay. So you have the rooster. Okay.
Tweet, tweet.
Okay, so now,
It's easy to draw that one.
yeah, we finished with this, right?
Ready?
Wow, look at Matt. He's fast. I like you, Katie. Very good. Okay, so now we go to the hand. Okay, the booty hand. It's just similar like this one, but it's smaller and it don't have the big thumb here. It's small. Okay, so just right here. Okay.
I like hands.
Mm-hmm. Actually, the rooster right here, you can draw like that. Okay, so this one the same, similar with the other one, right?
Yep.
Okay. So have a eye right here. And they have a big small. So you have a small red here. And they come right here very small, okay? Just small like this.
Mother.
And this one too, a little bit up here. Okay. Okay, so now go here.
Now feathers. I know your feathers. Those little feathers.
Okay. The hand don't have a big tail like this, okay? It's just little
I
thing
know
like
draw little feathers.
that. Okay. Okay, that's here the wing.
There we go. Another darling.
And now you have a leg.
Grass. Ooh.
Okay. And one more right here.
What's the paper, Vanessa? And go with the paper.
Yes.
So if you want to make like a feather right here, you just do like this.
I don't know.
Oh my gosh, Julie.
Okay. So you have a rooster and a hen. Okay. It's easy, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So who finished already? Okay, Matt Layla. Okay.
I've been sweet.
Okay, let's see, Matt Layla. Okay, so this is Matt Layla, rooster and rooty hen. Okay. Very good, Matt. Okay, who next? Vicky. Oh, Vicky. Be careful, Vicky. Let me see the chicken. And the other one. Okay, that's chicken right here. That's the female, and look at that the rooster. I like it. Very good, Vicky. Good job. Okay. Okay. Katie. I like Katie. Oh, look at that. Good job, Katie. Nice job. Very good. And look at this. Good job, Katie. Very good. Okay, Jolene. Are you done? Let's see, Jolene here. Let me see. Okay, very good, Jolene. Okay, so that's Jolene chicken here. Two of them. Thank you. Good job, Jolene. Okay, who next? Okay, Rochelle.
What pretty color, Michelle.
Oh, Rochelle color too, huh? Be careful, Rochelle. Okay, so that's Rochelle chicken right here. Good job, Rochelle. Thank you. Okay, Shannon. Okay, let's see Shannon. Shannon chicken. Oh, nice. I like it. Okay. Okay, good job. Good job. Very good. Okay, Matthias. Matthias. You don't have anything today, Matthias?
Oh, excuse me.
He has something here. Okay. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's see Matthias. Let me see. Oh, right here, Matthias chicken. Very good. Good job, Matt. Thank you. Okay, everybody did a good job. Okay, and you have a nice day, and we see you next week. Okay. Okay. Bye, everyone. Good job, everyone. Thank you. Mhm.
Now we have to wait for Julian.
Yeah, we're gonna go see where Julian at. Hi, Julie.
Where's Julian?
There's a reason my mom.
Hi, Queen. Hi. I got new sweater. Just for you.
I'm going
What? No, I'm gonna coffee tomorrow with a different color shirt. And that's
Julian? She will be coming shortly. Coming.
What's cooking today?
I got it.
I don't know. We're gonna see. What are we gonna learn today?
I know. I know.
Did you guys have fun on your 3-day weekend? Yeah. Yeah. What did you do on your 3-day weekend, Katie? Did you go ride horses?
I did that.
Did that? What'd you do? What did you do?
Hello. There, Julian. I went home for the weekend.
You went home over the weekend?
Yeah.
Nice.
Hello, everybody.
What's that?
So today I'm going to talk about disaster preparedness. You know, with all these, the heat, maybe a blackout every now and then. You never know with the way the heat is. So there's certain things that you need to have in a disaster kit, and we're going to talk about that today. They're bringing a table over for me, so I have some hands. Hang on one second. All right. I was running around trying to find an emergency blanket. Thought we had one somewhere.
We do, but things have been on our back.
So September is Disaster Preparedness Month. So we're going to talk about all the things that you should have in an emergency kit. Every home should have an emergency kit with essential items. You need items for about 3 days, and you could always throw a little extra in there just in case. So we will talk about the most important things that you need to have. So Disaster Preparedness Month is an annual campaign held every September since 2004 by the Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA. So you might watch the news if you hear of FEMA pretty regularly. They're always the ones that are going out to help others in other countries here after a disaster. So different disasters are floods, earthquakes, fires, in some states, hurricanes, and tornadoes. Those are all disasters that people have to prepare for. But here in California, we don't have to worry about tornadoes or hurricanes. Really, we really just have some mudslides, earthquakes, right now some severe heat. So right now, what everybody wants to make sure they do is drink what? With all this heat. Or drink a lot of water. You need to make sure, everyone here is holding up their water bottles. Iced tea, cold drinks, preferably water. So how much water does somebody have to drink every day? It's how much?
I can drink just on this water bottle. The other plastic. Now you can clean just for this much too.
Okay, so it depends on a person's size and age, but the average amount is 8 ounce glasses of water a day. So how many cups of water do you think is in one bottle of water? There's 16 ounces, 16.9 ounces in a bottle of water. So you need to drink, if you drink one bottle of water, that's about 2 cups of water. So you need to drink, very good, Matt. Matt's holding up 4 fingers. So you should drink 4 bottles of water, right? So if you're going to make a disaster kit, you probably want to have about 4 bottles of water per person per day available for an emergency. So for 3 days, 4 bottles of water per person, throw in a couple extra just in case you spill some, just in case you need to use water to wash something off. You can get like a jug of water, and that could be to wash up. Other things that you need to have in an emergency kit. So first aid kit. First aid kits have Band-Aids, gauze. These are really cool. They're nice and small and compact. They don't take up a lot of space. You can get these on Amazon. not very expensive. You open them up and they have everything you need. We take these out in the community with us. They have gloves, so you have to have some gloves, masks, alcohol prep pads, antiseptic. They have gauze. They have the instant cold compress. So if there's an injury and you need to put some ice on it, say you hit your head, your leg, there's some swelling, a lot of pain. Ice usually helps with the pain, so I'm not going to do it because I don't want to ruin this one. But you shake it, and you kind of like squish it around, and it gets really cold. There's also emergency blankets. We don't have one anywhere here, but it comes in kind of the same kind of package. It's small. It's kind of a metallic blanket. It's not like a cozy, soft blanket. It's something that is really just to keep you warm if you are someplace where, you know, you're stuck outside, it's really cold outside, you put it around you to keep you from getting too cold. So there's that. Something else you need to have in your emergency kit is what? What is this? A flashlight. You can have a flashlight or a lantern. Either one will help you see in the dark.
I'll check it.
It'll help you see in the dark so you don't hurt yourself at night. You can use candles, except that, you know, the open flame is kind of a fire hazard. So you can have some of those electric candles that have the batteries in them. Always make sure you have extra batteries in your emergency kit. So everything that you have in your emergency kit that uses batteries, make sure that you have that size battery in your emergency kit as an extra. So we got our water, our lights, our first aid kit. What else should we have for 3 days? You need to have, it depends on the situation. So if you have to leave your house, you should probably have extra clothes packed aside. Pajamas.
Pillow.
I don't think you have to worry about a pillow. Sleeping bags. It depends on. We're not planning for the apocalypse, but we definitely should have some extra clothes, your medications, prescription and non-prescription. So if you want to plan, maybe you get a little cold all of a sudden. You need to have a little bit of cold medication, definitely your prescription medication. You should also have in your emergency kit canned fruits and vegetables, dehydrated or canned meats, protein bars, peanut butter, nuts and crackers, granola and cereal, and dried fruit. So why would you want dried fruit and not fresh fruit? Because the fresh fruit's going to go bad. Fresh fruit usually only has a shelf life of a couple days, maybe. If it's out, if it's out of the fridge and it's super, super hot, it's going to start getting mushy and gross, start growing mold. So dried fruit, you'll still get the nutrients. It'll fill you up if you're hungry. And you just want to really keep yourself healthy during a disaster. So you have to make sure your body's getting all the nutrients it needs to kind of give yourself some energy. Canned fruits and vegetables, they only lose a little bit of the nutrients when they go through the processing, but it usually still has a lot of the nutrients in it. So make sure that if you're having canned fruits and vegetables, you're going to need a can opener. Do not forget a can opener. You know, if you guys go out camping, you could always bring, have all your emergency items near a camping stove with extra propane. They sell those little tanks of propane. Have all that together so that if you had to leave the house in emergency, you have all of that. Another thing that you need to make sure that you have access to are all of your important documents. So important documents would be your birth certificate, your social security card, mortgage records if you own a home, marriage records if you're married, insurance policies, your license or an ID card, and a certain card that has all your contact information on it. So make sure that you have all of that. So your essentials, there's a nice list here of essentials for clothing. So at least one set of climate appropriate clothing. So climate appropriate. If you live here in California and it's summertime, shirts, shorts, shoes, clean undergarments. Make sure that you have all of that packed away for about 3 days worth. Shorts, you figure you could probably wear a couple times, but shirts and undergarments really should be changed daily. Long sleeve t-shirts. In the winter time, you would need sweatshirts, jackets, long sleeve t-shirts, pants. Don't forget socks, everybody, in warm or cold.
I'm wearing your favorite sweater, Julian.
It is my favorite sweater. A hat and gloves. Definitely need a hat and gloves. Sturdy shoes, rain gear if you're going to need it. And then we already talked about, miscellaneous items. Miscellaneous items are very important. So like the can opener, that would be considered a miscellaneous item. Duct tape, just in case you have to tape something together. A whistle, say that you're someplace and you get lost, but you hear people super far away, but they can't hear your shouting. Whistles are really, really loud, and the pitch is just high enough that people can hear it from a really long distance away. So a whistle, extra cell phone batteries and chargers,
Wow.
fire extinguishers, flares, hand crank radios, walkie-talkies, scissors, sanitation wipes and towelettes, pliers or wrenches, sleeping bags and warm blankets, a tent or plastic sheeting to shelter in place. So that goes with that camping. So if you have all your camping gear together and your emergency kit there together with all of that, then you kind of have one place where you run, you grab it all, you throw it in the car, and you take off. Extra batteries, like I said, matches in a waterproof container because you can't use wet matches. So make sure that it is in a container that if for whatever reason that container gets wet, then the matches will stay dry. Garbage bags, personal hygiene items, soap, shampoo, toothbrush, toothpaste, deodorant, shampoo, dust masks. So kind of like the KN95, these are considered, I think these are considered dust masks, right? So you put some KN95s in there, eyeglasses and contact lenses. Make sure you bring your contact solution. Toilet paper, hand sanitizer, and if you have pets, make sure you bring their food and their medication as well. In the emergency kit or in the first aid kits, just make sure you have the sterile gloves. You have to have sterile gloves, dressings to stop bleeding, antibiotic ointments for burns, any kind of disinfectant, a thermometer, and the most important thing, remember, I already said it, but your medications, prescription and non-prescription. So those are all the important items. I mean, it sounds like a lot. But if you get one of those big storage containers at Walmart, Target, I think they even sell them at 99-cent store. Once you start filling, you don't have to get a big flashlight like this. It can be a small one. Just make sure you have a lot of batteries. You don't even have to have a lantern if you don't want to. But it's always nice to have it because it puts off a lot of light. It'll light up a room. But the water is the most important, and the food in the first aid kit, make sure that you have those items to keep your family safe. If you don't have an emergency kit already started, you should really start building one today. Start gathering little things. You walk around and go, oh, my flashlight. I have 2 flashlights. I should put one in a box. Let me grab some extra batteries for it. Make sure that you take the batteries out of the flashlight. They start corroding. If you don't use it, and they kind of start leaking inside the flashlight, then the flashlight's trash. So just make sure that you have the scissors and a new thing of batteries and the flashlight. You probably, if you have to be outside, goes with my thing last week, my YouTube last week with the off spray, some bug spray, keeping the mosquitoes off you. You don't want to be stressed into disaster and getting eaten by bugs. Let's not add to the stress. So just make sure that you really start gathering the items as you kind of cross paths with them throughout in your house, extra bags. You know, if there's some clothes that you don't really wear a lot that you like, you don't, they still fit you, but they're not your favorite items of clothing. I have a lot of those. Stick them in a box. I have mine in a little zip bag thing. That way you can just grab them and go. You know they fit you. Make sure you swap them out throughout the seasons. So you don't want to be in the middle of a disaster in the winter and grab all your summer items because you're going to be really cold. And vice versa. You don't want to have a disaster in the middle of summer, especially now with this heat, and only have sweatpants and sweatshirts and jackets to wear. That would not be good. So
maybe you can use those scissors that come in handy and cut those pants into shorts.
the ladies in here are always thinking. I don't know if you heard that at home, but she said that you could take the scissors that you have and turn them into shirts and shorts. So that would work. Yes, Vicky.
You know what? I look at this place, but that way it was all wussy. So with that, wheelbarrows in it.
On the toothbrush. Yeah, those. If you have electric toothbrushes, you're gonna have to make sure that you've got batteries for those too, because those batteries don't always work.
I just took the head off of this brush.
Yeah, you changed the head. Yeah, but those just regular toothbrushes without the batteries, they're really cheap. You can get a big old pack of them at Costco for just a couple bucks.
Yeah.
And you will have toothbrushes for everyone for a really long time. Yeah, they will. So emergency kits for weather-related scenarios. Too hot, too cold, hurricanes, floods. We have flash floods here every once in a while, not really in this. I think there was a flash flood warning for Huntington Beach and Newport area. My area, I'm on high ground. I don't really have to worry about flash flooding. So I pretty much, if I just stay home during those warnings, I'm good.
I've left it at home. All right, when I want to, I said, oh God, it was a light, please don't go. I have to let it, turn it on, and have sound.
Mm-hmm.
I said, don't go out light. Oh, please don't.
In the event of any flooding, you don't want to drive through it. If you drive, or if you're with someone who's driving, do not drive through an area of like a big body of water. You're not, cars, if the engine gets wet, a lot of times they will stop working. You will get stuck in the middle of that big old puddle. You will not be able to get out of it. And if you get out of the car in that kind of water, then the water could kind of take you along with it. So you don't want to get out of the water. You don't want to walk through it. You want to walk around it, or don't go in that direction at all. You'll get stuck. So wildfires. Here in California, there's a lot of fires. Kind of looks like that might be what's going on. By the looks of that sunset, looks like there may have been a fire nearby when they took that picture. There is a lot of fires here in California. A lot of people lose their homes and they have to start over someplace else. So make sure that you have all those important documents, all those important items, your jewelry, things that are really pictures, because you're not going to be able to go back to your house after you leave it. And if you lose your house in the fire, you'll never, those items will not be able to be recovered. So make sure that all of that is in a space where it's fast to grab it. So like I said, in the garage near your car, you grab it, throw it in the back, and you take off.
Your iPod and your phone too. Your iPod.
Yeah, your iPod, your phone. Don't forget the chargers, the phone chargers. Probably want to have some extra brand new ones in the emergency kit as well. That way you have a brand new charger. It'll last you a while. But if there's no electricity, you can't charge her. So sometimes you can have those little extra power banks, the little portable chargers. Always have those charged and ready to go. Then you can just grab it and take off also. But sometimes when you don't use those things for a while, the power drains from it little by little. So you have to be really good at remembering to take it out and charge it to 100% pretty consistently, like every month or so. So 44% of Americans do not have a first aid kit at home. So that's actually a lot. It doesn't sound like a lot because it's not above 50%. So who has an emergency kit at home? Vicky does. Yeah, you have to have them at the group homes. The group homes will have them. They have to have them. Sometimes when you're in your meetings with your service coordinators, the service coordinators will ask you, do you have an emergency kit? And they always recommend just having a backpack full of important items that you may need. So you could grab just that backpack and take off. So one extra change of clothing, some water, a first aid kit. This is very small. They make them even smaller with just a couple Band-Aids, just a little bit, enough for one person. They're very inexpensive. I really suggest that you guys look into getting one and at least having this. Okay, if you're not worried about the extra clothes, at least having this and the water. But you really need everything. Sometimes the hassle of putting together a kit is just too much for someone. So just think of it as a fun scavenger hunt game of I need this and this, and make yourself a checklist of all the things you need. You can look it up on the internet, all the things that you need to have in an emergency kit. You can get them for very inexpensive prices. Pretty much you can get everything you need at the dollar store. So you could, all these items, $30 maybe, 30 items, and then the clothes you already have. So definitely look into starting to put together your emergency kit. And now with the rolling blackouts that are happening, you want to make sure that, or could possibly, because they, now with all this heat, they say to conserve your energy, right? The flex hours 4 to 9, they want you to read a book and play cards. So get some good books. Get out your game of Uno, my favorite. I love playing Uno. You like playing Uno? Yeah, I like playing Uno. So get your cards out, try to conserve your energy, but in the event that there is a blackout, you're not going to be able to read or play cards. So make sure you have your flashlights, make sure you have good snacks that don't need to be refrigerated, because if you open and close your fridge a lot, every time you open it, that cold air leaves the refrigerator and the food will end up getting spoiled. So you want to refrain from opening it as much as possible. And the freezer stuff, you're not going to be able to cook that stuff anyways. I mean, you'll be able to heat things up on the stove if it is a gas stove, not an electric stove. So if you have a gas stove, then you can heat up your food on the gas stove. But that's where that camping stove would come in handy too, where you could go outside and in the moonlight, make yourself a nice can of chili or a can of soup or something. Yeah, and your little campfire kit. So does anybody have any questions?
How about, do we need emergency contact? Like
You should, yes, that was a card with all your contact information on it is on this list as well. So we keep everything in our cell phones, everyone's phone numbers. We don't have anything memorized. Now, for the most part, everyone uses their cell phones. So you should have maybe some walkie-talkies in here so that if you wander away from your space to, I don't know, go to the store if it's even open, you'll be able to contact each other on a walkie-talkie. So long-range walkie-talkies. And you should have all of your important contacts, all of their information written down. Because if your cell phone dies, or you leave it at home and you can't get back to it, you should always have all of your contact information written down. And honestly, that's not not a bad thing to always have on you anyways, because if something happens and the fire department or the police need to contact your family because you're in the hospital, then they will be able to find it in your wallet. They'll always go in your wallet looking for something, right? Your information, your ID. And if you have something with your emergency contacts in it already, then they will be able to contact those people, let them know. So I'll share a personal story. I was in a car accident once, and they were trying to get a hold, I had to go to the hospital, and they were trying to get a hold of my family to let them know that I was there. So they had to come in and ask me for my password for my phone so they could go into my phone and contact my family because I was injured. I was very uncomfortable, and I could not, and because I was scared, I couldn't remember anyone's phone numbers because everything's always saved in your phone. And so I hadn't thought of my dad's phone number in so long because I always just say, call dad. But yeah, so they had to go into my phone and look for these phone numbers for me so they could let them know I was there because they didn't want anyone to worry about me and let them know that I was okay. So always make sure that it would have been easier for them if I had that information in my wallet written down already. They wouldn't have had to go through all that trouble and having to go in and interrupt everyone to ask me for phone numbers and ask me for my password for my phone. And, you know, luckily it wasn't that. A lot of people have that thumbprint thing now for security. I don't know how I like that thumbprint thing because in a real emergency, excuse me, I need your thumbprint. I need your thumbprint. So,
Or the face.
or the face recognition. I mean, they've really gone above and beyond to make sure that your information stays safe. But so that's why in case of an emergency, have everything written down and in your wallet on you at all times. That way, say you're lost out in the community and somebody says, you know, you find a police officer and you say, oh, I need a ride home. I have no idea what my address is. Oh, wait, here it is. I have it right here. You should always have your ID on you. And if you don't have your ID, you should. But if you do not have it on you, you should have at least a copy of it or your address written down and emergency contact information written down. So if you live in a group home, the phone number for the administrator or the staff of the group home. If you live at home with your family, your grandparents, all of their contact information. And don't just put one phone number. So say you put your grandma and your cousin, right? Because if you need help right away and they call that one person and that person's, I don't recognize this number, I'm not answering it. I know I do the same thing. I'm like, I don't know this number, I'm not answering it. That way they have a second person to call. And that way the chances are one of those people are going to call back right away once they get the voicemail and be able to come and pick you up or meet you at the police station or wherever. Yes, Vicki.
I got my phone number right here.
Perfect. So Vicki has a little card in her lunchbox that has, you put your emergency information on there. My son has the same thing. I wrote my phone number. And I also wrote on his lunchbox, on that little card, whether or not he has any allergies to anything. I'm allergic to some medications, so I have to make sure that I always have that written somewhere because if they give me that, it's not going to be good. But luckily, he doesn't have any allergies. So if something happens to him and the paramedics come and check him out, the school's not going to know what he's allergic to unless I've written it down somewhere. And by the time they go get that information from the office and bring it back, it's just much easier for them to say, oh, no allergies. So we can give him whatever he needs. Right?
I think I should feel.
Allergy pills. Yeah.
Something, you know.
So that's all I have for my disaster preparedness edition for Disaster Preparedness Month. Say that 10 times fast. Preparedness is actually kind of a tricky word to say real fast. So make sure that for the month of September, really start planning what you think you would need for an emergency situation and start putting it together. And like I said, you can find everything online. So if you forget some of the items we spoke about today, or you feel like I left some stuff out, which I may have. I was too busy running around trying to find stuff this morning. So I was a little winded when I started. I need more exercise. But if you think of anything else that you personally might need, then you make sure that you pack that.
Hair brushes,
Hair brushes. Yeah, you just throw your hair up in a ponytail, wear a hat. But yeah, you need a hairbrush, then pack a hairbrush. If you need hair ties, make sure you got your hair ties, ladies and some gentlemen. Yeah, make sure you got your hair ties, because if you don't have those and it's hot, your hair is going to get hot and in your face, and it's going to be uncomfortable, but you probably don't need hair gel. So that's all I have for you today. So we'll see you on Thursday for our Traveling with Jeremy and Thirsty Thursdays with Linda. Take care, you guys. We'll see you next time. Thank you.
Hmm.